All right. Welcome back to the Frenemies Podcast, episode 22. Sitting to my right in our studios, aka Sean's house, is the one and only Reverend Michael Schoenrock. Call him Mike or Mikey. He's in town visiting me this weekend, and it was perfect timing. We knew we needed to record a podcast. So, Mike, say hello to our thousands of listeners out there in the world.
A whole lot of the thousands and the single digits. I didn't know my brother became Matthew McConaughey all of a sudden with an intro. Way to be original. You're one of a million.
There's a story behind that.
They go awkwardly go, how do I start something? All right. Okay. Thank you for that. I will use that for Christmas stories to embarrass you this year. But it's good to be here with you.
The guys want to let me. I did that the first podcast, and they said that's your thing. I'm like, no, and I just want to go one all right. It's like, no, you got
the three all rights was it was just one all right.
It was one all right.
Yeah. We were fine with just all right. You know,
Yeah.
all right. Like that was how we had it.
Yep.
30
then I
minutes.
just moved it off
As a
there.
little baby, you can think of a line. That's all I'm
Obviously,
thinking of.
Obviously, I still need to get some notes down and think about that, but that's my go-to. As I'm getting criticized by my twin brother here.
I was gonna say, how are you related to this man?
Yes, he is my twin. His beard is much longer than mine.
I didn't have a choice in this. You know,
Yeah.
we just found out we were twins.
Yeah, in birth, we don't really get a choice that we have to be related. I still say, since we were born in the Philippines, that I might have been the older brother, but who knows? Third world medicine. Who knows that? I mean, we were born in a military base, so it wasn't third world, but who knows?
You're painting a weird picture. We were one of those children in that commercial. For 10 cents a day, you can help a little bit Mowgli here get dinner. No, that wasn't us.
They marked us like Simba, it's like the little red ashes going on.
One
there.
and two.
Mine just faded away, so I don't know.
All right. Anyway, segue.
Anyways, let's get to our party question. Since we're all ramping up here, we're going to debate even harder in this next segment. I'll let Sean introduce this.
Okay. So yeah, we're gonna do. It's March Madness right now. I don't know when you're listening to this, but it's March Madness right now, and everybody loves to do brackets. And so we're gonna do this a little different way to come up with a bracket. We're gonna have Marvel movies be in a bracket of 8. So we'll have it, go through the different rounds. We'll put it up on our social media. It'll be up on Twitter and on Facebook. You guys can vote for each round, and then we'll, post it back up again through the rounds. And the way we're going to actually pick the first 8 or the 8 seeds is we'll start with our guest here,
Mikey.
with Mike,
Reverend Mikey.
and we're going to just do this draft style. So unfortunately, I'm going to miss out on my last pick because there's only 8 and there's 3 of us. But we'll just go through it draft style. He'll pick, the number 1 seed, and then we'll go to Chris, and then we'll go to me, and we'll just see if we can come up with this 8. I'm sure you're gonna have lots of arguments with what we have in our seeding, but that's what else would it be if that wouldn't be like March Madness if we weren't arguing about it. So
That's so true. So Mike.
So I think going overall, number 1 would have to be the original The Avengers 2012. It was what everybody was building up to. It's been the springboard everybody's come from. You can't disregard number 1 being The Avengers. I think people forget about it because it's 2012. But, this is the one we were all excited for going into the theaters for years.
this is Loki, is that right?
Yeah, this is Loki coming down with his crew of bad guys from space. This is the Tesseract. We had the Hulk pounding out like a whole lot of people.
Oh,
You had the team getting together.
You just won me there. That's
it was like, wow. Because I think it set the bar for everything after that. But it was what we were excited about since that first Iron Man movie was building up to this one. So I think that has to be the number 1 seed.
Absolutely.
All right, so I'm going to go with my 1 snub. I have my favorite movies, but I had to instantly think about the rankings. But I have to go with the original 2008 Iron Man.
He stole
All right,
it.
stole it from Sean. And he knew I was going to take it, but you have to give respects because that was the best movie to kick everything off. That got everyone hooked onto because it was rumors that they were starting this universe thing. And Iron Man got everyone hooked and believing that they could. And the way that they wrote it out, unlike our friends over at DC where they try to jam everything in a 1 hour, 2 hour movie, they put it together and they kept like they do every single movie, keep making us want more and more and more.
Well, and to me, it was Robert Downey, man.
He
just killed that role.
The best actor to choose it, because they could throw a dud like a Green Lantern, like where they got just everything wrong, but it was perfect script, perfect acting, the struggle part of it to where it is launching off to the end scene where he was gonna read a note card. And if you knew your comics, he's always been out in public, knew of him, but to the casual fan to say, having like what happened here, he just drops and says, "I'm Iron Man," and then boom, like that's just like an awesome setting to jump out that way. So that's who I would rank number 2. Sean, who's your
I'm
3?
gonna go on tilt now. I just don't have any idea who to draft now. That was my pick. He had him in my queue, and I was all ready for Iron Man. But all right, so I'm gonna throw a curveball here then, which I think Chris might agree with and might have been on his list. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. Those are one of my favorites. Whoa. I love those movies, man. That's who I was looking at, but I was give so respect.
Surprised by how much I liked that movie. Like, when it first... When I didn't watch much of the previews of it, I just thought it was so weird. It might have helped. The theater I went to had like this amazing sound system, and like
which theater did you go to?
So here what's it called? The Commodore, or right over in Portsmouth.
Oh, it's literally
the THX sound certified, like this amazing sound system. Anyways, that's not why it was a great movie. No. But it was just it caught me by surprise because it was so well done. It had a good story, but it was just so funny.
Yes.
Like, that's when to me, I mean, Deadpool's kind of in a different category, but
not part of the
but
saga.
that kind of comedy brought into it. Marvel's always had the comedy in it, but this one did a really good job of kind of balancing them, where it was just
perfect balance. You felt for everything and went on there. Hilarious little stuff.
I love Chris Pratt. So
yes, we can. Side note here.
Pause.
I'm going to get in. I am Chris. And I am one of those believers where it comes to like, how do I rank my Chris's in the Marvel universe?
There's 3 of them.
Is it Hemsworth, Pratt, all right, or Evans? I don't know. Sometimes it goes back and forth there. I can take forever.
What are we going
on?
On? We going on looks? We going on?
I got to go on everything.
Acting. Going on?
And I'll go back into one of my picks here later, but we'll finish this 8, and then I'll tell you my rankings of the 3 Chris's. Right, okay. Right. So Mike, you're picking the 4th seed here. Oh wait, which one? So you said the Guardians, the original Guardians.
Side note here: when Chris was going through that, he had a very feminine-looking hand.
No, I did not.
Gesture going back and forth.
It was a firm knife hand. It was a firm knife hand.
I really wish we were filming this. He was just like,
you are lying.
At the end, I imagine he was coming forward, and then he waved it back.
I did not do that.
With less muscle than probably a 4-year-old.
It's hard to defend yourself on audio.
And then he comes back and he goes, "I'll talk about my Chris later." Kind of with the pinky, like curled up.
I did not do that.
Towards the side. Just let you know. All right, continuing.
So wrong.
All right, so you went with
number 4, Mike. Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
You didn't sound like you agreed with this.
No. Wow. I mean, I truly enjoyed it. Like, it caught me off guard by how good it was because there was 0 expectations. And most people, unless you're a comic book nerd, you didn't even really know about this movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you don't know what's going to happen. It was carried so well by Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
All right. So
I know where you're going.
That's a good one.
I know where you're going.
For me, for number 4, it's got to be Captain America: Winter Soldier.
That was my other one.
Dude, Captain America takes on pretty much S.H.I.E.L.D. And he kicks butt, and then he's taking on Hydra at the same time he's taking on S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, this thing was ridiculous. You have the storyline between him and his buddy that he thought he lost in World War II. Him and Black Widow have the kiss scene coming down the escalator. It was like, oh, is that an item? And then you come back later, it's like Bruce Banner, and you're like, this woman can't make up her mind. I mean,
totally
there was
forgot about
so
that.
much. See, you got to do your homework, Chris.
I know. I feel so unprepared for this.
So, like, I couldn't believe there was so much in that movie, but it was like the most action I feel like we had. Plus, it like everybody was reminded that Captain America is the man. He is team captain of this whole team of Avengers. But it was ridiculously good. That's why I pick.
All right, so pick 5 for me. I'm going to go Captain America: Civil War, because it kicks off Phase 3 and then brings us to our last Avengers movie.
I was gonna say that
where
seemed
everything
like
was
an
broken
Avengers
away.
movie. Why didn't they just make?
I don't know why they call it. They just call
Everyone was
it because it comes off the comic book series of Civil War, like things that kind of happened, but they kind of just kind of put everything instantly there.
You're only missing the Hulk, right? Like, was that
Yeah.
the only guy? Like, Hulk
Yeah.
and Thor were the only guys missing?
Yeah, but it's just like how it kind of set the mood of where things are going, because then it's a recent Avengers movie where guys were different places. We didn't know where Captain America went and the way he chose between his, and like the turmoil there, how the initiative of having them all their identities out, and how would that be, or be underneath government control, world government control, because of the damage they do. You ever thought of that when you're watching cartoons, right? When, like, let's go to DC, when Superman was kicking butt, but he was taking down buildings. Like, who repaired that stuff? Did he come back and build the whole thing? And how did people not die when a car was being flipped, or a building fell, or a big man comes in and makes a crater in the road? So that's a cool part about this universe, that it brings in that human element. And then the Civil War kind of brought that as well, between, hey, no, they don't understand the good we're doing from Captain America, to where Iron Man's like, dude, we have to do this. We got to do this. Feeling with the destruction side that they just went off of. So that was 5. 6.
Okay, this is 6. I was choosing between 2 and thinking what's going to come back around to me, but I don't get another pick, so I got to make this the one that I want. I guess we'll just stick with my curveballs a little bit, but Doctor Strange. I love Benedict.
Mike over here is getting his mind blown. Like, what?
Benedict Cumberbatch to me is one of the best actors, just period. And I just love his depiction of this Doctor Strange character. The visual effects, I'm really mad I didn't get to actually see it in theaters. It's one of them that I just didn't, I don't know, I didn't even know about him. It's kind of like the Guardians of the Galaxy thing. Nobody really knows who Doctor Strange is. But I just really much enjoyed, how visually, they did a really good job with this one.
Right.
I also really like, they kind of kept a little bit of, I watched Sherlock, and he kind of kept a little bit of that character somewhat.
Oh, yeah, I love him as Sherlock.
So I think they kind of kept that in there. I think even in one of the Avengers, they make reference to like Baker Street and everything. Yeah. So they kind of put those fun little Easter eggs in there for us. But yeah, Doctor Strange, I'm going to put that in there. We're going to make everybody fight over my
there
picks.
We go.
They're going to not be happy,
we had like 3 different views going on, but I love the acting side of it and the mysterious side that no one really knew Doctor Strange.
So I'm thinking of the bracket here. So his number 3 was Guardians of the Galaxy, and his number 6, who would pair up in this 8-movie bracket. I was like, he's going to pick somebody that's going to be the upset. He goes with Strange. I mean, Strange was like, it wasn't bad. But like, my 7 pick.
All right, justify with your 7 pick.
My 7 pick.
I hope one of you picked the other one I was going to pick.
The 7 pick is Black Panther.
Okay.
Okay, I didn't think.
I was hoping that was a 6 pick because I definitely saw. I thought Black Panther. I mean, the way a standalone movie without the cinematic universe. I mean, it was like the grown-ups version of Lion King. Mm-hmm. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, the cinematography was great. The storyline. You're seeing like, you have the whole son replacing father. Evil guy comes in. It was just really good. I know it's set up just a little bit. You get the Winter Soldier guys staying there, and it's the next scene when Thanos comes and battles. But like a standalone movie without having to lean on anybody else, Black Panther I thought was just really great. It was historic. It broke a lot of things. I think listeners will probably give a lot more votes to Black Panther. Now we're thinking also probably of how everything kind of goes together.
I know that's what we're battling in our rankings here.
But like, I was surprised. Nobody picked this yet. Disclaimer: we're not racist. But Black Panther, I thought should have been a little higher. But obviously, Guardians of the Galaxy and Doctor Strange. I'm just kidding. Where am I? I'm not sure. I was shocked. This is really interesting.
All right, so I'll go into my number 8 here, and then I'll do my Chris rankings. But number 8, I honestly think this should have been higher. We're going for almost most recent Avengers: Infinity War. Made you sad, made you laugh, made you angry at the end.
I disagree with
and
this pick.
Hungry. I was looking at, just like it sets up the big end here. I don't want to accidentally look over the importance of what went down that's going to birth in the end game. So from that perspective, right, I shed a tear when Spider-Man faded away. I did. I got mad
because
when
he's definitely back.
When yeah, I know, right? and Thanos threw what's her name off the cliff. I got mad. Like, if you love her, why are you gonna kill her for the stone? And then I was ready for Endgame because I wanted to see what the guys do. But it gave you enough to where you couldn't really figure out what they were gonna do, and I thought that was just a great way to do it. There's other great ones in here. Honestly, my favorite movie is Thor Ragnarok. So let's go into Chris.
That was it.
That's
that was
the one I wanted. I wanted to.
Picked.
But this is why I now, when it comes to my list of Chris's,
Spider-Man: Homecoming didn't make it.
no,
Yo,
I love it, but not in the rankings. There's
was
21 movies to choose
hilarious
from.
movie,
I thought it was great. I love the.
Someone picked Doctor
little guy.
Strange, so obviously.
But okay, because of my rankings of Chris's, I got to go obviously with Hemsworth. I mean, he's exotically foreign, with his accent. But then I love his comedy in Thor Ragnarok, and then a little bit in Infinity War. He met up with the Guardians of the Galaxy. He showed another element of his acting in there. And I love Chris Pratt because of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and then I go with Chris Evans. Got to give him the. He's like the Boy Scout in everything in this
noble
movie.
Man.
Coming those three, you can't go wrong with those three at all. And there's not much gap in between. But if it comes to my rankings of the best Chris's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it goes from Hemsworth as an obvious. Pratt is probably an upset over Evans just because I love his comedic side, and then Evans, I had to give him respect. So that's my quick ranking there.
Now, see, I would go with Hemsworth just because when the first Thor, his shirt was off, I was like, whoa, dude. Like, it was
in
early
the theaters, Mike, see you
in the
yelling
MCU,
this.
and you're just going, oh my goodness. And then number 2 was, I would have to go Pratt because, he comes out shirtless, and you're like, what happened to Dwyer off of Parks and Rec? Like, what in the world? Like, that's CGI. It could not be like that. And then Evans, you're third, but that's how it should be ranked.
Yeah, that's how I'm going with.
Yeah, honestly, I'm going to agree with you on all those. But just because Hemsworth has got the perfect balance. If we're talking about their actual acting, it sucks because Chris Evans, I think, is just left with kind of more of a boring character. I mean, Captain America's really cool when he's fighting, but as far as he doesn't really get any lines,
He has to hold the Boy Scout.
Yeah, he's got to be the noble one. But
Yeah, he does.
thanks for joining us, guys. We're probably not going to have too many of these over the off season, but we'll try to do at least one a month. Also, don't forget this Marvel bracket that we did. We're going to post it on social media. Get in there, argue. I'm sure you guys have a problem with my picks. I might have put them in there just as landmines to, have you guys argue about it.
Good debate stuff there.
Good debates going on. So, like always, check out our Facebook page, our Twitter page, YouTube. We're going to try to get more videos up there. Unfortunately, we didn't have the time to set up for this one. But, all right. Thanks, guys.